Denise happens to be a huge fan of this show. Let's just say huge fan of
Wow.
the show.
I'm
And
honored.
she
Hey, Denise.
goes to you, not me, you, and says,
Me. This is a mistake.
John and I, we identified Parag at 28. And no, he had never run a football team per se, and he was just getting an MBA at Stanford. But we saw greatness. We brought him in, handed him the keys, and it's been great ever since. So we're going to do the same with you right now. We listen to you on the show. You're really perceptive. You're the new general manager. What's your first big move? Big move. Not little. What is the first big move you make as the Niners general manager this offseason?
Cut Robbie Gold? No, all right. No, seriously. Move Jimmy Garoppolo to Pittsburgh while they transition into their new quarterback. And for whatever you get for him, fourth, fifth round pick, whatever, move him over there because at this point, him and Ben Roethlisberger are very comparable. Get whatever you can for him.
Mm-hmm.
Trade Dre Greenlaw for a second or third round pick. Recoup some of that and try to build through the draft. Those are the two things that I could see that you can actually do right away. The reason that you really can't move Kittle, one, is because this fan base is going to lose it. Two, his dead cap hit. Who is going to really take that dead cap hit on knowing on it? Look, I love Kittle, man, but he's hurt all the time. You can't move him at this point. You're not going to be able to move Eric Armstead. That's not happening because his cap hit is too big.
I agree.
So this is like a teardown. And literally, you're going to have to, because there's about 34 free agents, you are going to have to try to bring in new blood. This team is going to look drastically different next year. Drastically different. So what I would do, it's a big cornerback, free agent pool next year. A lot of great corners. With all that extra money, we're going to rebuild. We're going to get corners. We're going to try to bring in some more edge people in the draft. And we're going to move Jimmy Garoppolo for a fourth or fifth round pick, whatever it is. We're going to have to eat some of his money. That's your fault for not moving off of him last year. We're going to have to eat some of his money to entice the Steelers to take him. Okay? That also is part of it. And we're going to trade Dre Greenlaw for a second or third round pick because right now he does have that value even though he's injured all year this year. And we are going to try to build through the draft again.
I love it. Okay, I'm going to see if
and
I
can cutting Robbie Gold.
I like that. I'm going to try to go bigger. I'm going to try to go big. Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fire Kyle Shanahan. And here's why. I mean, he may, if he makes the playoff, but let's say he doesn't, it goes away. The season goes away. It looks like it's going to go. I'm going to fire Kyle Shanahan. And I could understand, I think part of a lot of GMs would think, oh, let's give him a chance. Let me see if I can work with Kyle. And I think Kyle might try to talk you into it too. Like, hey, we can do this. But I wouldn't trust him because what happens when he doesn't play my draft picks? He doesn't play what happens? And he's like, oh, well, they're not good. What do you mean they're not good? Well, this one doesn't run hard. He didn't run hard on a Wednesday in August one time. And this one looked at me sideways. And this one, it's like, what are you talking? I can't have that. I can't risk it. And also, he hasn't shown that he has really an aptitude to develop young players. I think he's really he wants to work with vets. And what I would want to do as a general manager is like get picks back and build through the draft. So I wouldn't want to work with Kyle. I would be afraid that he'd be subversive. So I'm sorry, you got to go.
What's funny is Kyle loves to use vets, but not trade draft picks for proven commodities.
Thank you. But I'm not done, dude. I got one more move to make, and this is bigger. I would trade Nick Bosa. And I look, I know you just went through it. All the guy Kittle isn't an option.
No,
Armstead's not going to get you much back.
Nope.
The reason I go to Bosa is because he gets you a first-round pick, a high one, maybe two, definitely one. And to me, if I'm the general manager, I want a first-round pick. I'm not going to whiff. John Lynch would whiff. Kyle Shanahan would whiff. With me, I would get the most out of that. This is kind of like the Raiders trading Khalil Mack, except Bosa has the injury history, and he's killing it right now. But what's the next 10 years of his career going to look like? I would cash in. That would be the big move I would make. And of course, I would nail those picks and and then I'd go to the Hall of Fame. So
you would nail every single one, right?
Oh, I would nail every freaking pick. Absolutely. I wouldn't miss it all. So that's how I would do it. Now, I would not recommend Kyle Shanahan or John Lynch trade Nick Bosa because they would blow that. They would blow it. But if it were me, I would, of course, I always do everything right.
And you would nail every pick. I hear you.
Every
man.
pick,
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Trade down 5 times, turn it into 18 picks, and then that would be my team. And they would all
get the bus ready. Watch out, Cam.
Yeah, so that's what I would do. Those are big moves, though. Yeah. And I don't know who I would hire to replace Kyle. I would do interviews, and I would actually learn.
The Bosa one is big thinking. I don't have the balls to do that one. I don't have the stones to do that one. That one.
If you don't trade Bosa, and I'm not saying that you have to, that's the right move, but I don't see how you get a first round pick next year. I don't see how you do it.
No,
So
you're not getting a first round pick
I
from
don't think so.
anybody on this. No.
I don't think so. So if you want a first round pick, that's the move. And obviously there's reasons to do it. There's reasons not. Let's see how the rest of the season goes. It's not a move. It's not a decision you have to make now. But to me, that's your big move. If there is a big move to make, that's it. And I can understand not making it. You might maybe that's
feel good
down the line.
Kind of feel good about my moves. I think I'm gonna go put my resume in just in case,
like
see what happens. It's like Indeed,
man,
right?
I think our resume is just as good at John Lynch's as
Well, I mean, it's just like when they
he
say
got
that
the
you're
job.
proficient at Excel and they give you the job, right? It's just like, oh man, I'm gonna try to learn on the fly here, So screw it.
I gotta do better. I gotta focus on Excel, dude. I gotta practice.
Spreadsheets are the rage, man. Get in line, Grant. Jesus. You're on the cutting edge of everything but spreadsheets, bro. I don't get it, man. You gotta pick it up, man.
I'd probably be at ESPN right now if I had a better spreadsheet game. Van says, you and Jason, my favorite to watch. Chemistry. Please get Banana Hand fired. I need hope.
Appreciate you,
man.
Vince.
I'm not getting Kyle fired. Kyle's getting Kyle fired. He's doing a great job. Better than I ever could, honestly.
This is such a fall from grace as the only Shan's guy, man. I mean, like I posted that Wesley Snipes meme from New Jack City of him with the gun, and it's like me realizing I might have to dead this, like I just.
Why? Here's what's gonna happen. All right, they're not gonna fire Kyle. They're gonna bring him back next year. Mm-hmm. He's gonna get it together, have a one good year, get an extension, mess around for 2 years. That's what he does, dude. He has a good year every 3 years. Like, just when people are ready to write him off and be like, this is just Mike Shanahan's son. How did we let this guy? And he's like, oh, word. Boom, good year. It's like,
so 2022 Super Bowl confirmed by Grant Cohn. Ooh, there you go, 49er fans. You're welcome.
No, he's really not putting himself in a position to make a run next year. I want to say that he's going to be in his bag like he was in 2019. But again, how?
The problem is this, and let me be level-headed here with this, honestly. The problem is this, is every year you could always point to something that next year you could say, okay, right? And the last excuse
back, or Bosa is coming back.
Right.
Yeah.
The last excuse that is left, this is it. And this is what I fear about for Trey Lance. I really do. And it's not his fault. It's not his fault.
No.
What I fear is that this last excuse of, well, Kyle has never really run the whole season with his guy. And that's going to be next year, right? It seems like, or whenever it is that he decides to start him. The problem is
2023 most likely.
Right. The problem 2023. The problem is the expectations are going to be too high with Trey Lance. And you have to be able to go through the growing pains. Look, I love Justin Fields. I'm not going to lie to you and sit here like I wasn't scared those first few weeks. Like, oh my God, man, I don't know. But at the same time,
he's allowed to go through them in Chicago.
Right. And you need to let Lance go through those when he has those. Take the ups, enjoy those, and those glimpses that you get, you'll take them. But you cannot get too down on the kid, and you cannot expect something unrealistic as if he needs to hit the ground running. That's not fair to Trey, and that's not Trey's fault at all. That is not Trey's fault at all. That's what Kyle did.
In what world do you think Niner fans are going to be that patient? It's never going to happen.
They're not going to happen because of what happened this year. If you have the same record and Trey Lance is making strides at 3-5, nobody's upset right now. And like I said, ask a Bears fan how they feel going into their bye week right now, how they feel. They are floating on a cloud as if they somehow have won 4 straight games as opposed to lose 4 straight games because they got a glimpse into the future.